a lot of people of YouTube. This is RipR4, and welcome to a nice, calm, maybe even short, buttery smooth episode of Rip's Talk Show. Now, I know this might seem a bit, rush the intro. I don't know. Basically, I'm here, joined by Leo, currently. That is subject to change. Maybe someone else will join. Who knows? How are you doing, Leo?
Doing pretty well. How are you, Rip?
I'm doing pretty good, thank you for asking. First things first, for the bucket today that I say we discuss. You've seen the trailer. I haven't. There's a lot of things that actually got announced today, as of recording this, Wednesday. So, they're remastering Battlefront 1 and 2.
Oh, no, they're not remastering Battlefronts 1 and 2. They're just porting them for the PlayStation, for the modern consoles, like PlayStation 4 and 5, I believe.
Okay.
It's not remastered. Basically, you just get, like, Battlefronts 1 and 2 in, like, one collection. That was basically it.
Okay.
I don't think it's a remaster. I could be wrong. I don't know, just kind of found it interesting because I'm like, huh. I don't think anyone was that, like, shocked or surprised that it was coming out.
I mean, understandable. I'm still waiting for that KOTOR release.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's probably not
that's probably not going to happen. I mean, we've still yet to hear anything about it.
Yep.
Another thing, I guess I should touch up on this because this happened last week, but my episode released the day it happened. So we finally figured out what's going to PlayStation from Xbox. I forget like two of the games. But I know two of the games. It's 4 games. I know 2 of them are Sea of Thieves and Grounded. What's important to note about these 4 games is it's not Halo or Gears of War. And my question is, did they spread the rumors just to, like, I guess, build up, like, spread the word that this was going to happen? Because, I mean, if that's the case, it worked, you know? Like, it got people talking.
Yeah. I don't know. Do you think 343 or Microsoft will allow Halo to be, like, cross-compatible on different platforms?
I mean, they probably think about it, but no, like, we have to have some... My thought process is, they gotta have some exclusives, or else what's the point of buying an Xbox? I mean, I'm still gonna buy an Xbox regardless. But to the average consumer, it's going to be, well, what's the point of buying an Xbox? I could just, buy
a PlayStation.
And I get all the PlayStation exclusives, you know?
Yeah. But, I don't know. I feel like the problem is Halo also is just generally not as popular as it used to be back in, like,
well, and the
when
problem
it originally
is,
came out.
The problem is as well, like, they had so many chances to, like, bring back that hype, and every time they screw up, like, the TV show was a good way to bring people back. People watched it and realized this is some of the worst television. And, so, people didn't enjoy it. I'm one of those people. I could not enjoy it for the life of me. And also, there's just so many things that it just did that it shouldn't have.
Yeah.
But I think my audience has heard enough of me ranting about the Halo TV show for a lifetime. Unless, they do something else stupid. Then you're going to hear it again.
Well, yeah.
But, like... I think Gears of War genuinely has the possibility to take over, like, being the flagship Because if the Phoenix Collection comes out and it does well, and if the movie and show come out and they do well, then that more than likely means that Gears of War is probably going to take over being the flagship title.
Yeah. I mean, at this rate, any fucking game that's original, is specifically only to the Xbox, probably has more fucking chances than Halo. Like, the most hype Halo gotten was around fucking Infinite, and then, like what most people said, 343 just didn't do shit with that hype after Infinite's launch.
I think what also was the issue was, obviously the game was not finished, but they wanted to bring up hype because it's the 20th anniversary, let's release it now.
Yeah.
Like, the campaign wasn't even done when they released it. Like, another month after the fact.
Yeah. Campaign was fine for the most part, I guess. Even if it's kind of disconnected from the rest of the Reclaim saga so far. Because it kind of requires people to know about Halo Wars 2, or at least played the game. Because the banish just came out of fucking left field. They're like, well, now we have to banish, Cortana's now gonna be not even a thing anymore. I don't know.
Yeah, Cortana's created.
Like, she did shit. Yeah, like, the created did some shit that was off fucking screen. Like, oh, they blew up the fucking homeworld.
They blew up Anvil Station.
Oh yeah, that too. It's like, okay. So, with that, you have to, like, read other shit just to know what happened prior to Halo Infinite.
And, I get, books are supposed to help, give a better understanding, not to actually understand the story.
Yeah.
It's supposed to say, oh, this makes more sense, not this makes sense. Because without it, it's kind of like, okay, well, why does this happen? Why does this happen? Why does that happen? Okay, well, why is this happening now? You have to read, a bunch of books. And, I have no problem with reading. But, so what if the people don't know what to read for this?
Yeah. Outside of the game, the only thing that you're gonna get, clues about what happened prior to Infinite would be through, the audio logs that you gotta hunt down throughout the game. Other than that, that's, the only thing you're gonna be able to connect the dots.
Yeah.
Or know about some of the shit that happened. Other than that, you're gonna have to rely on some of the books that they're trying to, release now.
Or the audio
that follow
books.
up those events. Yeah. I don't know. It's one of those fucking things for you for free to do, like they did with Halo 5. They Hunt the Truth. Because we all know how well Hunt the Truth went. Yeah.
Hunt the Truth was so confusing.
Yeah. Oh well, now Free for Free wants to go ahead and make another Halo game and fucking abandon Infinite, even though they fucking claimed early on after its release that they were gonna do a Destiny style live fucking
live
update plan for a decade or whatever.
Yeah, a decade. And I was actually really excited for the story. A story finally using my my multiplayer Spartan that isn't Reach. That was the coolest thing.
Yeah, then they fucking canned it.
Could you imagine, if they actually fully went through it, and, there was whole ass missions, dedicated to the, story? It would go hard.
Yeah, it would be Well, it would be something at least.
Oh, yeah.
Or, like, campaign-related shit.
Like, if we got, like, free, like, small little missions that went with the story. Or maybe not free, but they go with the season that you bought. Like, you have to buy the season.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, I wouldn't be upset. Like, that's story content. It's the best way to tell stories. And, like, you could probably add in Sing Helios that way. Like, Swords of Sing Helios. That's how you can bring in playable elites.
Yeah.
Flood?
It would have allowed way more things to happen.
Like, imagine
it
for
would
this...
also probably, like, give them time, to like, write down stuff and develop the story as it goes, but... Well, it's free for free. Fucking just abandoned it out of nowhere. And just, like... And then we just saw some, like, deleted, like, fucking story cutscenes on YouTube for...
Yeah.
The Spartan Academy stuff.
That was actually a shame. I really wanted to see where that went.
Yeah. My bet is that it's probably going to get, like, the rest of that's probably going to get adapted into a book sometime.
Oh,
I'm
probably.
guessing that. If not, then some sort of radio drama, something, I don't know.
It's an absolute shame.
But yeah.
So, one thing I know that happened today, and I want to acknowledge it for the people who do like this franchise, I guess, so people know I acknowledged it. Elden Ring is getting a DLC. I don't know when it comes out. I think Hawk said it March, but for you Elden Ring players, got something to be excited about. That's all I gotta say for Elden Ring. Borderlands. We finally got the promotional image came out yesterday on Tuesday, and today on Wednesday, as recording this, trailer came out, full blown trailer, and I got some things to say. I was worried about Kevin Hart being Roland, not because of his height, but because I'm like, can Kevin Hart like do a serious like character like that? And he can, as we've seen from the trailer. You know, Kevin Hart did pretty good. Claptrap, I'm not surprised. It was Jack Black. It was phenomenal. You know, it was actually like great. My issue is, why are we getting like nothing against these actresses? They're fantastic. But why are we getting two rather older actresses to play two younger characters? Like, I think Patricia Tannis in Borderlands 2 is... She's like in her 20s, like mid to late 20s. She's young, you know? And Jamie Lee Curtis, isn't she 67? Like... And like Cate Blanchett, she's 54. Lilith is 27. I don't know, it's just strange. The trailer was like, the way it was shot as well, like every Denmark said before she left earlier, she wasn't, but she said something about how like all trailers nowadays, like a lot of trailers nowadays, are shot like it's Thor Ragnarok. And I think that's a really good descriptor.
Well, was everything just like really fast paced? A lot of...
Yeah, no.
Actually, I don't remember.
Mute yourself and like watch it real quick. Because like while you're watching it, I'll talk to the audience about it.
Yeah.
But basically, like, they had, so the characters that we know are like the main characters, the ones that were on the poster. We have Roland, played by Kevin Hart. We have Lilith, played by Cate Blanchett. Tannis, played by Jamie Lee Curtis. We have Jack Black, who plays Krieg. What? No, he plays Claptrap. Krieg is in the movie, and so is Tiny Tina. They are I'm grabbing the poster, that's why I'm delaying. But, Florian Monteo, I don't, that's not at all how you pronounce that last name. Florian, I don't know how to say his last name, is, Krieg, and Ariana Greenblatt, I don't know. I'm horrible with names. Oh boy. But point is, pretty solid cast, I guess. But I don't know. I just it's a strange choice to me. There was a few jokes that are pretty funny, or crude rather, but that's just Borderlands. Like, the jokes are going to be humor. Humor? What? The jokes are going. It's crude humor. It's going to be like kind of like there was a joke at the end of the trailer, where Claptrap is shitting out just I think bullets, and I think it's rather funny. Because it's just that classic Borderlands humor. I'm trying to think of what else that's happened this week. Oh yeah! Today, Bad Batch premiered 3 whole ass episodes. 3 episodes for the Bad Batch. That's phenomenal. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, I'm sick as of recording this. And I'll probably still be sick when I upload this video tomorrow. But yeah, I'm sick right now. I think that was Leo joining, so before I get into Bad Batch, Leo, what do you have to say about that trailer?
The style really reminded me of James Gunn. Or was it James Gunn?
What's, Guardians of the Galaxy guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's James Gunn.
I generally thought it was a James Gunn movie, then I looked at, like, the description for who was the director, I'm like, oh, it's not.
It definitely seems like a James Gunn property. Like, something that James Gunn would make. But he's, like, wrapped in, like, DC.
Oh, yeah. Apparently they also, like, canceled one of the current, like, Superman shows on CW because it's gonna, like, conflict with, the currently in production Superman Legacy or whatever movie they're trying to make in DC right now.
Like, a lot of stuff, apparently. Like, they were hinting at Black Adam versus Superman in, like, a few movies, and, like, they were just never going to see that because James Gunn scrapped everything.
Yeah. I guess, yeah, that's why I never understood how Flash got the go.
How did Flash get the go-ahead?
But how it survived. Because everything else got canned.
Everything with, like, really great actors got canned. But then, like...
a lot of stuff got canned when it was, like, close to being done. Or it was basically done. Like, I'm pretty sure the Batgirl movie was, like, basically fucking done. But they canned that, too, so... I don't know.
Yeah, no, they canned that movie. It was basically done. I think, like, it just had to go through a few more production stuff, but, like, all filming was said and done with.
Yeah. I didn't heard that movie was gonna be good, so I don't know. Yeah, we're likely never gonna know. So.
Oh yeah, Madam Web was in the box office semi-recently. Or not, yeah, no, it was in theaters. And that is doing absolutely dog water right now in the box office.
13% Rotten Tomatoes. Ooh.
What's the audience score looking like?
I don't know. I think the audience score was like 56%. Rotten Tomatoes was like 13.
Okay.
I'm not sure what IMDb's score was. I didn't see that. But yeah, that's very fucking concerning. Something is lower than fucking Mobius.
Mobius? Sony Marvel movies just tend to suck, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of that stuff that was really good, right? But, like, the Spider-Verse movies are great. That's animated, but their live-action department, like, oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Yeah.
It's just literally that.
I don't know, I feel like
it's just god-awful.
I don't know. I mean, that's kind of just how it has always been. Like, usually animated stuff gets, like, very... It usually gets, like... I don't know, it's usually, like, very underrated. Not underrated. I guess it is underrated, or it's more, like... I don't know, what's the word,
I don't know.
Like, usually it's the live-action stuff people wants to see. That's what my point is.
Oh.
And it's usually like the animated stuff that's not usually that usually
like you know, people still have a hard time seeing that animation can be for anybody. A lot of people still see animation as only something as like a children's medium, but it's so much more.
Yep.
See, speaking, I guess, of animated mediums, good segue, I know. Bad Batch came out today. We can't talk about spoilers, but we can talk about what we thought of the episodes.
They were fine.
I think out of the 3 that came out today, the 3rd episode's the best.
Yeah.
The first episode felt like kind of like it was setting things up, so I understand.
Yeah.
Second episode, I don't think was filler because I genuinely saw it as, okay, this is interesting. They're trying to reunite.
Yeah.
And the 3rd episode was phenomenal. Like, the 3rd episode was great. I loved it. I like... This isn't really a spoiler, but I like the opening shot where, like, it shows what, like, it's like her first or second week there, and they show, like, her routine, and then it, like, goes to night, and then, like, day rises, and, like, it does a time skip, like, very, like, fluidly, where you don't even realize time has changed until, like, one, you could see the markings on the wall, there's a lot more, and that her hair is a bit more grown out. And I thought that was an awesome shot.
I also like how the tone for the first 3 episodes was more aligned with the ending or the last few episodes for season 2.
Oh,
like
where it's like really
went with the goofiness.
Yeah, it was a lot more gritty. Like, so second episode, I'll just say it's Hunter and Wrecker, okay? And when they both walk on screen, it's not like the goofy vibes. Like, they're walking on screen and they mean business.
Yeah.
Like, you could, like they show you close-ups of them, and Hunter's, or Wrecker's armor, actually, is a lot more busted up. Like, there's a claw mark over his helmet. And I thought that shot was awesome.
Yeah, I appreciate that they kept the tone and not went with how they usually do with Bad Batch or its predecessor show, Clone Wars.
Yeah. Second episode, you could probably consider filler, but it definitely did not feel like it.
Yeah. It at least somewhat ties into the overall main story.
It was slightly filler. It was slightly filler, but it ties into the story, still, the overall story.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say what, but I love, how when they're in the Marauder, there's a scene where they're in the Marauder and Hunter's looking around and seeing all the objects and, memorabilia from the members that are currently not on the ship. And I thought, I'm not going to spoil what for certain reasons, just in case people don't know. But, and just watching that shot, it was like, wow, this is cool.
Yeah.
It shows that it's actually has taken a toll on him.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty good 3 episodes. Hope the rest of the season keeps the tone. Doesn't do what seasons 1 and 2 did. Fucking whiplash. Tonal whiplash.
Oh, yeah.
Because, I don't know.
I can only tell, from the scenes we've seen from the trailer, there's only 16 episodes, and we already have 3. That means there's only 13 episodes left. There's only 1 episode from those trailers that looks like it's going to be, a filler episode, and it's the one where they were gator hunting. Other than that, Asajj Ventress, in the trailer, what the hell? Wolf in the trailer.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know how the fuck they're gonna tie that in.
That's what I'm curious about. I think I mentioned it when the trailer came out, but I'm still wondering, how is Asajj Ventress going to tie into this, and how is it going to tie into the story that she was in already? Is this going to retcon her death? Is this going to entirely retcon the book, is what I'm asking. Writers of the show, Bad Batch, say it's not, but they could just say things.
They have fucking retcon shit.
Yes.
I haven't mentioned it on the podcast, but I've mentioned in, general conversation with, the people in the server that, they retconned the fucking Kanan comics to a small degree.
Yeah, for example, the Trooper colors is one of them.
Yeah. Well, I mean... Okay, let me kind of explain it. So, one of the major retcons was, in the first season, in the first episode for the Bad Batch, the whole Order 66 scene was different. The planet Caller in the comics that it originated from was different. It wasn't a snowy planet. It was a planet that was, more in the summer to, I guess, autumn, whatever.
Yeah.
So that looks more... green, dead plants, I don't know, whatever. For the most part, the unit that Captain Gray or Commander Gray, I don't know, Commander Gray, Captain Gray, whatever you go for his rank, or whatever you prefer for his rank, his colors were originally red. His second in command, Captain Styles, who was absent from the episode, was also red. Now, in that episode, he was now lime green, was a lighter shade of green for some reason.
Which, I don't mind the color green, but I'd much rather him be the color that was already pre-established. And this isn't the first instance either. Many years ago, this was before they were hey, we're making a season 7 of Clone Wars. This was years ago. They released a book about how Ahsoka and Rex went through Order 66. And spoiler for the Clone Wars season 7 if you haven't seen it. But yeah, Order 66 happens in the final season. But it was originally, I don't know if you knew this, Leo, it was originally supposed to happen when they caught Maul. When they're all above the Mandalore. And Rex wasn't actually, his chip didn't activate.
Yeah, because he removed it prior.
Yeah.
Because he heeded the warnings from
Fives. Yeah. But this time in the show, it doesn't activate until they're on the Venator on their way to Coruscant. And it activates while in hyperspace. And Rex still had his chip. So Ahsoka, to create a diversion, freed Maul. Maul started killing clones. And while that was happening, she kidnapped Rex and removed his chip.
Yeah. I don't know. It's fucking Disney or Filoni. I don't know whoever the fuck is in charge of Star Wars at this point, because
I think it's both Kathleen
they're-
Kennedy and Dave.
Because at this point, they're basically doing what they were. They're basically fucking doing the same shit that they did in EU, but to be honest, on probably a very worse scale.
Yeah, because these are the official Disney books, and then you're retconning them now.
Yeah, it's fucking annoying. Because for the canon comics, I enjoyed it. It was like one of the first pieces of media from this era, from the Disney canon, that I liked. Because I didn't really, I don't know.
You weren't really vibing
with
with the rest.
Few Clone Wars era or Clone Wars era, Dark Times era stuff that came out. Because the canon comics came out around like 2014, 2015. Like a few years after, or 2 years after Disney bought the licensing and started with their sequel trilogy, and then just started producing stuff that was mainly in the original trilogy. So the Clone Wars or Dark Times era stuff became very rare for the most part, outside of like the Vader comics that like took place either during the original trilogy or sometime after Order 66.
Yeah. Genuinely, you're gonna you're the one who has who would know more about this, but like, what I have to ask because you've made me curious. How different was the writing style and like overall just vibe of like most Star Wars books coming out like pre-Disney era and post-Disney era? Because you said
I feel like that's,
the Kanan thing was the first thing you liked since Disney took over. So, like, what stuff came out before then that you were just like, this sucks?
Well, I don't know. I was more, for me, it was that I was not really a fan of the original trilogy, and that a lot of stuff that came out around that time was mainly just the original trilogy, because you had Rebels that came out in 2013, and I think it continued until 2016.
17 or 18.
I think I might be wrong, because I don't remember when it originally came out.
I know it came out either 17 or not 17. It ended either 2017 or 2018.
Yeah. So you had Rebels, so that took place roughly pretty close to the original trilogy. Then you had a lot of the comics at the time, which mainly were from the original trilogy. So it was very original trilogy heavy for a fucking long time.
Until they finally released the canon.
Nah, I think canon comics came out sometime around Rebels, but like I said, it was like the one thing that was like the outlier from the rest.
So that's why you liked it.
Everything was basically just original trilogy.
Okay. You know, original trilogy, like, I like that era, but my favorite era of Star Wars is, like, original trilogy, like, basically, era of the Republic, like, the Clone Wars, and, like, everything, like, near the end of the Clone Wars, like, near after Order 66, because seeing the galaxy adjust to, hey, the Empire's here now, everything's shifted, the balance of the galaxy has shifted, that's interesting to me.
Yeah. Dark Times is a pretty cool, or the EU version of Dark Times was pretty interesting as well. It's unfortunate that the canon version is pretty just small, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, in the EU, like, I guess, like, the main example would be the clones. Because in the EU, they lasted for another 10 years as, like, the main, like, component of the Stormtrooper Corps.
Yeah, no, like...
With, like, few elements of human recruits.
In the original lore... I sorry to cut you off, but in the original lore, during the Tantum hallway scene, the beginning of A New Hope, all the stormtroopers there are actually supposed to be clones, like the 501st.
Well, yeah, because in Legends, the 501st up until the unit's original destruction during Endor, for the most part, was still mainly composed of the Jango Fett clones.
Yeah.
Even the rest of the army at that point
were just stormtroopers.
With the human recruits. Yeah. They were somewhat the exception.
I love how they kept in the fact that Anakin prefers, like, the clones. Like, and you can even tell that with... He had a line of bounty hunters in Empire Strikes Back, but the one that sticks by him for the rest of the movie, Boba Fett.
Yeah.
And in, like, expanded lore and media, the one clone that's armed, not one clone, the one bounty hunter that's always paired with him, Boba Fett. And Boba Fett is just a Jango Fett clone.
Yeah.
Even as Vader, he always preferred working with clones. So, to that I say, I wouldn't be shocked if the troopers that were with him at the end, like the last scene of Clone Wars, were clones in Stormtrooper armor.
Well, that depends on what Disney wants to do with Vader and the clones, because it hasn't. Because I'm pretty sure so far that after the clones retired, it was the human recruits. I could be wrong, but I'm not sure, because the Disney canon is still ongoing. It's not.
It's not like.
It's also just not fleshed out.
Yeah.
Completely like the EU.
Because the EU's had like decades, like.
Yep.
We're still like in the Disney stuff, like, so they're still sorting everything out now.
Yep.
And I mean, they're doing a good job, but like, I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like they're doing a decent job at it.
Oh no, there's definitely could be better done. Like, I'm gonna say this again. I said it back when I don't think I've ever said it on video. I know I said it to you. If you want to make a show about, or like, if you're trying to have an anticipated show, like a show people are anticipating, you don't get the director of Spy Kids to make the movie or the show.
All right. Yeah. Holy shit. Fucking Kenobi.
Like, that whole underwater episode just didn't have to happen.
Yep. Pretty sure that whole episode was just a fucking callback to Fallen Order.
Is there anything else you want to...
It basically was.
Oh, sorry. Is there anything you want to say about Kenobi before we end it off here?
I guess the only good thing that came out of it was Hayden's return as Vader/Anakin.
All right.
That was basically it. I don't know. It was meh. It's already been said. There's nothing more we can add to it.
Yeah. Before I end this off, if viewers, if you don't want Bad Batch spoilers, end off the episode now. Click off, okay? This is literally going to be the last topic that we bring up, and then it's over. But I want to ask you, Leo, What are your now you can spoil things. We're not going to talk about it, but I want to ask, what are your predictions? Like, what are your predictions for later episodes?
Oh damn! I didn't thought about that. I have a feeling that someone else in the actual like Bad Batch squad's probably gonna die. Maybe a certain ARC trooper.
Oh yeah.
Or former ARC trooper.
I want to say
him, but
I don't know if you noticed in the third episode when Palpatine was there, they said Project Necromancer, and they saw a body that they refused to show on screen. Who do you think that is?
It's definitely not a certain sequel trilogy character that was... I fucking know. I forgot.
I assume you were trying to say Kix, but I'm 90% certain that it's Tech.
Oh.
Because they said it's Project Necromancer, so I assume they're trying to bring back dead clones as like the project. But for my theories, I think we're gonna have to see the Batch fight brainwash Tech.
Yeah. That or implied or some of the trailer footage for the season.
Yeah.
But what I thought the body was probably supposed to be like
Snoke.
Yeah, it's either Snoke or some clone fucking Palpatine. One of the two.
No, because that wouldn't be until much later. Like after.
Oh yeah.
You know, like this would be like that would have to be. That'd be like Mandalorian, like the Mandalorian kind of era, where we'd probably start to see Snoke.
Yeah.
Okay. With that being said, thank you all so much for watching this. A little bit of a shorter one. I say that, but it's only like 10, 20 minutes shorter than a usual episode. But thank you all so much for watching this episode. I was here joined by Leo. Leo, is there anything you want to say before we end off?
I don't know. Hope you guys have a good one.
Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all so much for listening. I hope you all have a fantastic day, and we will see you next time. Goodbye, everyone.